Welcome to this episode of Skipton Talks. Today on the sofa, I am delighted to welcome Nicola Goldie, Head of Partnerships and Growth at Aldermore. But we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about her role as Vice Chair of IMLA and particularly the work she's involved in with the DE&I. So welcome, Nicola.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Let's get straight into it. So tell us about the work that you, particularly that you're involved in at IMLA in relation to diversity, equity and inclusion.
So at IMLA, we recognise we've got a unique opportunity within the Trade Association to harness the power of all the lenders that are involved to actually bring about change within the market effectively. And I guess if we rewind back probably 2 years, 2 and a bit years, as to where diversity and inclusion start to be the topic, a really hot topic, we challenged ourselves as a group to say what could we do in that space. And starting off from a few passionate individuals, it's fair to say, part of the ExCo or ExCo nominating people from their groups, we started off saying, well, what can we do as a collective? It's a safe space, it's a non-competitive space, it should be for the good of all, so what can we do? And over the past couple of years, we've grown that to the point where we've now got representation from nearly all of the lenders within the IMLA Trade Association.
Which and approximately how many?
So 54.
Oh wow! So that's quite broad.
From a handful of individuals through to people that are dedicated and passionate about the subject of D&I and making a change. What's been really great is to take it from being an ExCo conversation to actually ExCo nominating somebody from their business that can then take that work forward, but also stay involved with it as well. So from my role as on the ExCo, I update the ExCo on the activities that we're doing and encourage ExCo to be involved. So from a senior leadership perspective, that's really important, that we do get the buy-in from seniors. But also then people from around the organisations, be it BDMs, be it people from the HR teams, people that also have D&I in their job title in terms of their responsibilities, for us to all come together. We've created a really nice, safe space, networking opportunity, so to meet people from across the lender community, safe space to chat about D&I topics and really kind of the ability to challenge each other and recognise that we're all at a different part in our journey. Some organisations are very far on the journey of D&I and really embedding it. Others right at the start of that journey. So to be able to bring that sort of cross-fertilisation of experience has been really sort of great to see, and it's evolved over time. And what we recognised quite early on was actually it's the education piece that was probably the most important part of how we make change. So getting comfortable with uncomfortable subjects, being able to ask questions about how to position conversations or how to work with others. We recognised that quite early on, that we could each bring different elements of that. So we created our lunch and learn activity, which is just what it says on the tin, which is your lunch and learn. So come along at lunchtime, they bring a sandwich, bring a drink, bring a friend.
And that's a virtual lunch.
Virtual lunch.
Yeah, people don't have to flock to somewhere in the country.
You can have the camera on, camera off. Yeah. And what we've done was build a series of sort of Teams calls effectively that we record now on a variety of subjects where different lenders have got involved, brought experts from their business, or we've reached out to external companies to help us understand topics, so social mobility, neurodiversity, we did a pride one, we've done ethnicity, allyship, lots of different types of kind of elements of the D&I spectrum that we've brought in, either experts or individuals within our industry as well who are living and feeling that situation. One of the best ones we had was colleagues coming on and talking about their children who have autism, for example. For me personally, I'm a carer for my dad, so we did a caring one, of which I didn't host necessarily, but I was able to hear stories from others around the industry about their journey and what they're doing. So I think the beauty of that was that it's kind of evolved over time.
Yeah.
More and more people getting involved, and it's created a really nice community, if you like, where you're not alone in whatever you're dealing with, and actually you've got some more individuals that you can reach out to. So that's kind of where it started, and then we realised that why are we just doing this with IMLA members?
Yeah.
What a shame, it's free. It's, you know, it's 45 minutes of a lunchtime. Why not open that out to all? So last year, it was really great to kind of just open that to the industry to say, come along. So we popped the details on to LinkedIn. We also host it on the Working in Mortgages website. And we record it and we send the links out. So it's free to anybody to look at any point in time and just kind of reflect back on those kind of topics.
So if I kind of summarise, so the industry said we need to do more about this a few years ago. This has evolved over time to include a much broader range of stakeholders, a much broader range of content and conversations. So what topics have we got coming up for the rest of 2025?
Well, so far we started the year with mental health, which was a fantastic session. And in March, Charlotte Harrison joined us for International Women's Day.
Okay.
Following on from there, we've got topics such as neurodiversity, disability, ethnicity. We've got the armed forces. We'll be looking at Black History Month and Pride.
Okay.
So they're just a flavour of them. There'll be other things during the year, but that's what we're kind of loosely fitting around the DE&I calendar and international days.
And if people miss the episode, they can watch them back?
Absolutely, that's the beauty of this one. So we do record them and we do pop them onto the Working in Mortgages website, so they're always accessible. Perfect,
thank you. So I'm interested in the progress of the group, the DE&I work, but how do we measure how engaged people are in the topic in particular?
So there's a couple of things specifically around the content that we do. So obviously we track the number of people that watch it live and join us live. We also track how many downloads we have of the videos after the event as well, and we are steadily seeing that grow. So as we've opened that up to more and more people, we are seeing that people are engaging with it after the event as well. So be that they're rewatching it or they're passing it on, or other people are finding those videos online for us. I think one of the key bits about measurement in the industry, if we cast our minds back to October 2021, we did the AMI, Association of Mortgage Intermediaries, Viewpoint Survey, of which was sponsored by Aldermore and Virgin Money at the time alongside AMI. And that was our first industry benchmarking of where we are as a sector in terms of our DE&I progress. And that in 2021 gave us some pretty stark results. We probably could have guessed some of the results, but to see them validated in black and white was, a good benchmark, but definitely a wake-up call to say the activity we need to do. The intention is to then rerun that survey this year. So we'll hopefully see a little bit of progress. I also think we'll see different things that come out of that survey as well, but that'll give us the next sort of set of actions to work on. And that's where AMI and IMLA have been working very closely, along with individuals across the industry, to work on the findings of the 2021 viewpoint, to kind of take us along a journey from what the findings told us. So there are working groups kind of set up. I sit on the steering group of the AMI activity for working in mortgages. And working in mortgages is really the kind of output of that viewpoint survey. So for those who haven't engaged with working in mortgages as yet, this is a website that we've created on the back of that, which is full of content. It's got DE&I kind of, it goes through it like a stick of rock. That's where it is. But it's actually all about how do we encourage growth in our sector? How do we encourage diversity in our sector? And how do we help people that are already in it, but equally those that are on the outside, perhaps looking in to see whether they would like to join this type of industry? and to really kind of showcase what we do, right? It's a fantastic industry. You know, it's far from, you know, it's a place that is very welcoming. We can do more in this space, but definitely we need to showcase more of the industry. So the Working in Mortgages website is the kind of collaboration and output of the Viewpoint survey. I would encourage anybody to go and have a look at it. There's something for everyone, whether you're a senior leader, you've been in the business, you know, for years, there's things for you on there, whether you're a business owner, whether you're an advisor, whether you're a BDM, whether you're somebody, as I said, literally starting that journey of I want to join financial services. Here's some great content about the day in the lives of, for example, where you can see yourself represented within an industry, and to kind of really take that kind of step into financial services or into intermediary world. And the Working in Mortgages has grown and grown and grown over time, and it's continuing to evolve. As I said, we'll be doing another Viewpoint survey, but we're also then setting up the strategy for 2025 and beyond on the back of that survey. So there is plenty of opportunity for people to get involved
in it.
You know, just with a bit of time on the side of your desk, you know, or you can, you know, jump in 2 feet. There is plenty of opportunities for everyone to be involved.
And I'm glad you mentioned Working in Mortgages, because it was going to be my next question. So am I right in saying absolutely if you want to become an advisor, work in distribution, but if you want to work for a lender as well, there's access to resource. In particular, the mentoring program. So how do people get involved in that? How does that work?
Okay, so one of the great things that we've been able to do as part of this work is to launch the first industry-free mentoring service. So it's super easy to get involved with. Just head to the Working in Mortgages website, follow the process on there from an application perspective. You can apply to be a mentor or a mentee, and there is value in doing both. You know, bringing your experience to others is a fantastic way. There's reverse mentoring where you can, again, just kind of get back to basics. I would really encourage anybody to join that. There is, you can take a set of requirements, you know, what kind of things that you want to work on as a person, and you will get them matched to a mentor that has a similar kind of skills, similar kind of experience, and you can start that mentoring journey. It can be managed all online, so there are tools within the site that will help you have get the best out of your first conversation, get your best out of the subsequent conversations, what type of things to think about when you decide you want to be mentored, what are the things you want to work on, and guidance in that respect. And the app kind of guides you through that journey, and it might be a short journey, it might just be something that at a point in time you want a little bit of help and support on. Other journeys, could be a lifelong journey in terms of careers. But the beauty is it's in your hands, and the facility is there available. We've already got over 300 relationships that are kind of set up and working, and we're getting some great feedback on that. Obviously, that's a tiny drop in the ocean when you consider the community that we have. There's plenty of opportunity there, and everybody's feedback so far that's gone through that journey has been really positive. Well,
that's good. And it's free.
And
doesn't cost anything.
Doesn't cost anything.
So if somebody's sat there thinking about using accessing the resource and hasn't, what advice would you give them?
I would say go onto the website, read through the material on there. There's a couple of videos as well that kind of give you a real flavour of what it's about. But jump in. Yeah. There's nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose.
And we were at an event recently where they gave us some information on the differences between Gen X and Gen Z. And I was really quite surprised by some of the information about Gen Z, their attitudes, the way they're engaged, what they're interested in, what they're not interested in. And it absolutely occurred to me when I was on the train coming back that maybe the reverse mentoring opportunity is something that I should look at. So yeah, it's on my list of things to do. Last question. What's your hope for IMLA members and DE&I for this year?
So I really want to see that reach of the lunch and learns increase. So my hope is that we get more engagement across the industry. We have the ability to drive more partnership, more activity, more change in our industry if we all collectively work together. So my hope is that people will see our chat today and kind of be inspired to get involved with the Lunch and Learns, get involved with working in mortgages. We can't do it alone. There are so many opportunities, as I've said, to kind of bring your experience or bring your passion to drive change. I just want to see more people get involved.
Okay, more people get involved. Nick, thanks very much for joining us today. Absolutely fascinating conversation, and thank you very much for taking the time to watch this episode of Skipton Talks. Thank you.